So I've been promising a video on relationships, and I'm going to do it all through my snaps because some stuff I've seen in these last few days have really, really pissed me off. And I'm talking about, I don't use that word, and I don't use that lightly. So ladies, this is only for you. So if there's a man around, make him leave, because we about to get real. I'm just going to talk to y'all. I'm only going to talk to y'all like this. I wouldn't talk to y'all like this in the presence of men, because I don't think men need to hear this. I think it's just for you. Some things I've been seeing that we've been doing, we've been slipping. So get ready. Keep your seatbelt on, because it's about to be a ride, sis. Let's tell you something. Listen close. Get in close, because my breath don't stink. We good. Listen. All this stuff that we go through on a regular basis with these men, if you want to call them that, there's a lot of words I can think of, but they're not godly or becoming of a woman to speak. But all this stuff we go through for the concept of being someone's girlfriend, which back in the day was called a concubine, look it up, is not okay. And then on top of that, all of this in the hopes that you would possibly maybe get a ring is crazy. Because back then, it was a piece of thread that they would put on your finger, and it would cut off your circulation pretty much. And it's oppressive. And not only that, you have to think about how many sisters you stepped on to get that. Now, when I say, I've been seeing many of us giving away the very best part of us, our conversation, our presence. Some of y'all giving away cookies, y'all giving away all type of play dates. You letting this man live in your house, do everything but make you a wife. Instead of taking on the responsibility of making you his wife, you letting him do all this stuff. Y'all talking about date nights. Sweetheart, let me tell you something. Ain't no date night if you ain't married to this man. You need to chill. Date night is actually supposed to be for married and engaged couples. It's not supposed to be for somebody who's playing concubine in a man's life. You playing house. And I know we were groomed from it from a time we were children to play house. But sis, we are an adult. And when you become an adult, you put away childish things. It's childish for you to still be playing house with these men. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, where do we get off doing this stuff? But then I remember all these men, they talking about, oh, you wifey, this word wifey and all of this stuff. There's no kind of like being a wife. You either are or you're not. You're either pregnant or you're not. That's one of those things. It's just like being kind of pregnant. You're not kind of pregnant. You either are or you're not. And the same way, you're not kind of a wife. You are either a wife or you're not. You're either engaged or you're not. And otherwise, since you're wasting your time, I've seen women do this for friends. And even my guy friends, like even them, I'm learning how to just cut their behind off and be like, no, you need to find comfort in the bosom of your actual wife. And if you're not married, you need to go ahead and go and make that commitment to somebody. Because I refuse to give you the very best part of me, and then you go and give your name to somebody else. Now, and that's another thing. Some of these men be assuming you want their last name because of your behavior, sis. They be assuming. You got to make it clear, like, no, sir. No, sir, I don't want. And if you really don't want nothing with this man, you don't want a relationship with this man, you got to check yourself. That's what I'm learning. Check yourself. What are you doing that may make this man think that you want more than just friendship with him? You want his last name. And since I've crossed so many lines and learned my lesson the hard way, so I'm not judging you. I'm not standing in the seat of judgment, but I'm saying we got to do better. Wake up. This is ridiculous, because the stuff I'm seeing, and I'm looking at these men, I'm like, you really think that I'm about to do this for you and do that for you, and you not even interested in me? No, sir. I'ma wait. You know what? He that findeth a wife. I'm gonna be waiting for sis. I'm gonna be found. And you know what? You have to find treasure. Treasure is something you have to dig for. And the thing about it is, we ain't being treasure. We being trash. It's right on the surface. Trash is right on the surface. You can walk down the street right now, pick up some trash. It's right there out in the open. Treasure has to be dug for. And you know what? You are a treasure. You treating yourself like trash. You treating yourself like that surface stuff. But you know what? You're worth more. And until you put yourself in a position to say, you know, because you could be married. You can get married. I've seen a lot of y'all get married doing this trashy stuff. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Until you find value in who God created you to be, even in a marriage, you're going to be miserable as heck. Because I done seen some of y'all all in my inbox crying, texting me, why you doing this, girl? He doing that. And he ain't doing nothing. It's just that you didn't have no self-esteem when you married him. And now he got to validate you. Sis, we need to stop this. This is getting old now. And I'm that friend. I have a couple close guy friends. But I know that when I get married, that ain't gonna be like that. And even before then, there's some things I have to change about my relationships with those close guy friends, so that when I'm found by my husband, I don't have to awkwardly hurry up and try to change it. There's just certain things that even my close guy friends, they just don't have access to like that. And that's just because it's just, first of all, it looks bad. But secondly, beyond it looking bad, it is bad because, you know, if a man is watching you and he see you behave and move a certain way with certain guys, he's gonna be like, how can I get in there and ask her to marry me? So you're gonna be single for the rest of your life because nobody gonna want to deal with that. So, you know, just think about your actions. Think about how you're presenting yourself as a woman and as a wife, because they're not going to. I'm gonna be honest with you, most of these men, so if you make it easy for this man, why would he work? I mean, think about it. Like, the beauty of Jacob and Rachel, how you know he loved her that much, is that he worked those 7 years thinking, I'm gonna get my wife. But then when he found out that he got Leah instead, he was like, well, dang, I gotta work another 7 years for this woman, but it's nothing. Sis, how you gonna find that if you ain't even making him work? You ain't even, you just like, okay, well, he like me, he look my way, he fine. You know, and that's another thing. Y'all need to stop going for looks. Sis, looks will have you set up, okay? Because everything that look good ain't good for you, okay? There are such things as decoys, mannequins, all of that. We need to stop it. We need to stop going just for looks. But all of these excuses we make for these men, it's getting old. It's getting old. And they know. An example, sis. When you know you're on a diet, stop walking by Cinnabon. It's just simple like that. You know that food look good, but it's not good for you. In the same way, just dating a man because he look good, or trying to get married to a man because he look good, that's the only thing that's running through your mind. It's his financial situation. He look good on paper. He physically attractive. That stuff is stupid, because that's gonna lead you into some mess. You're gonna be that guy, and honestly, you're gonna be that person that's trying to call my phone and you're gonna be blocked. So let's just do better in our relationships. Let's have some self-esteem. Let's find our value in the word and get you better friends. If you're feeling like low self-esteem about yourself and you don't feel just as good as about yourself because some of your friends are married and you don't feel valued, you need to get you some better friends. Get you some single friends that enjoy the way. Don't get with people who are so in a rush to be in a relationship that they'll tolerate. Don't get with friends that are just in a relationship just because they in a rush to be in a relationship so they'll tolerate anything. No, ma'am. You worth more than that, and you need to really stop it. And honestly, I'm going to be quite frank with you. Some of y'all are just not wives. The Bible says, he who finds a wife find a good thing. See, I know I'm a wife. And I've had a lot of men be like, oh, you wifey material. I know I'm a wife, but I'm not your wife. So you need to keep your hands away from me, and you need to stay away from me. And honestly, if you keep that attitude, if you keep up an attitude of, you know what, I'm not settling. You know what, whether you get you a man or not, because somebody told me I'm going to be single for the rest of my life because my standards too high. Let them be that high, sis. Because I don't think I asked for too much. I just asked for a man of God a man of standard and value. And you know what? Some of the stuff that they pulling ain't gonna fly. Stop listening to men and women tell you your standard's too high when you just want a man of God, and you want a man of character and faith. You want a man who loves God more than you. You want a man who actually resembles what the Bible says a Christian should be. That's not having your standards too high. You know, and some of y'all got physical standards and y'all know it's too high. But I'm talking about women who actually have character things on their list, and they're being told stuff like your standards too high, or you don't want to marry a married man, you know what I mean? Or you don't want to be with a man who's had 2 divorces under his belt, but you being too high, you get standards too high. Get out of here with that. Stop listening to those type of people either. You got to change what you're listening to. So, excuse me, my rant is over. A little bit of the steam has left about what I've seen, but y'all, come on, do better, because I'm about to start blocking, and I don't want to have to do that. I'm going to start blocking some of y'all. And I love y'all. Y'all my sisters.